So the goal today is to list as many items as possible, and I'm gonna go from like the beginning of the process to the end. I'm gonna only count things that I photograph today. And the reason why I'm doing this is because on Saturday, today's Monday, and on Saturday we're going on a church retreat, which will be fun, but obviously I'm not gonna get any work done then. And then literally when we get back on Monday, we are coming home just to like repack our bags, and then we're going to Chicago that night, because on Monday morning we are catching a flight to Maui, and then from Maui we're going to Japan. So we're going to be gone for like a total of 2 weeks. And the idea of just like not being able to list anything and sell anything over the span of 2 weeks is a little bit terrifying. And so what I wanted to do was just get as many listings up as possible before we leave, just to kind of pad my eBay store, Poshmark closet, all that stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is when we're gone, I'm for sure just going to go on vacation mode on Poshmark and Mercari and on Depop. But on eBay, I'm just going to adjust my shipping and handling time so that it is for later. And I will hopefully continue to sell things even while I'm on vacation. And I'm scheduling listings out as we speak for the days that I'm going to be gone, so that things continue to show up as new listings even while I'm on vacation. And I hope that that continues to feed the algorithm as well. So I've been doing my regular like 5 listings a day and just going ahead and list. So I've been doing my regular 5 listings a day, but then doing an additional 5 listings every day. And I've only been doing this for like the last 2 or 3 days. And with my additional 5 listings, I am just going ahead and getting those up on my other platforms that are not eBay. But on eBay, I've been taking those 5 listings and scheduling them out for when I'm going to be gone, since that's the only platform that's going to be live while I'm on vacation. I don't know if any of that makes sense. It's still only 6:54 in the morning, which is kind of an ungodly time, but I also really like being up this early and like getting my workout in before everyone's awake, and just feeling like I've already done something with my day, because then, I don't know, I already have a win going in, you know what I'm saying? All right, so one of the things that I like to eat right before I work out is an Asian sweet potato, or sometimes they're called Japanese sweet potatoes. This is the cutest looking one I've ever seen. Typically they look like this, just like normal sweet potatoes. But I'm trying not to eat like too much right before I work out, because otherwise I feel a little sick. But they say it's good to have a little something in your system before you start pushing the heavy weights. So I'm gonna go with this little guy. He looks like a teardrop emoji, And while that's going, we're going to make my morning protein shake. I'm being very quiet because it is right now 6:46 in the morning and everyone is asleep still. A lot of people do like a pre-workout drink. I just honestly will sip on this protein shake while I'm working out. I have 10 ounces of water. I'm gonna add some coffee. My husband is gonna make coffee when he wakes up, but just a little bit of caffeine to get me going. And then I am going to do 1 scoop of this organic protein. I just got this at Costco not too long ago after I ran out of the one that I normally use. I actually like it. It's like a vegan protein. I'm not vegan, but and I have nothing against whey, just this is kind of what I've been used to, is this kind of superfoods protein. I was using the was it Serena Williams or Venus Williams, their Happy Viking protein, and it was similar. So I was just kind of more familiar with this style of protein. And then I do a scoop of the Vital Proteins collagen peptides, just to get some collagen in. I try to do 4 tablespoons of this a day. I usually forget, and I do the 1 in my protein shake. And then I do 1, I think it's 5 grams, scoop of this creatine from Thorne. just to help me build some of that muscle. And then I will shake this up, and it's actually pretty delicious and a good way to keep me going during my workout. Let's see how my sweet potato is doing. I think it's ready. I always add ice into my protein shake. People who can drink protein shakes without ice, I don't know, I think they need to get themselves checked out. But I put some ice in, I give it a shakety shake. I'm also still drinking water in the morning, you know, just trying to get as much fluids in me as possible, since over the night I've basically been dehydrating myself because I've been sleeping. So I'm gonna finish my work. Oh, there's a bunny running outside. I'm gonna start and finish my workout, and then I'm gonna eat real breakfast, because this is not real breakfast. Like, this is just something so that I have fuel in my body for the workout. So I'm gonna eat some real food, maybe make some pancakes for my family, go on a walk, and then we're gonna just do some crazy amounts of listing. Like, I'm excited to see what I can accomplish. It is 9:51 and probably like an hour later than when I wanted to get started. And that's mainly because I was on the phone with my stupid insurance company, stupid health insurance, for like an hour trying to figure something out with my contacts. There's nothing that infuriates me more than having to deal with that kind of stuff. But breakfast was made. I made pancakes for the kids and I. I put some sourdough in the oven, and we have a beautiful little loaf. I'll show you in a second. But now we're gonna start photographing some items, finally, to see how many items we can get listed today. But first, sourdough. Here she is. This is my loaf for the morning. And my son is next door. I don't know if you can see them. Well, I thought I saw them, but they're shooting some hoops. Yep, I see him through the window of their garage, which is a little creepy, but he's there somewhere. All right, I am in the room with all of the stuff from the estate sale. And you can see, like, there's a lot less stuff in here because I've been photographing through it. But what we're gonna do is just start organizing what items I want to photograph. I'm gonna go out of my way not to steam items today because that will eat into my time, obviously, and we're trying to hit some big numbers. Let me know down in the comments below how many items you think I'm gonna get listed today. But we're trying to hit some big numbers, so we're trying not to do things like steam and things like that. So I'm just gonna start, you know, hanging things up, and I kind of have areas on my rack that are designated for items that need to be steamed, so I'll deal with them at a later time, versus things that I can go ahead and list today because they're in pretty decent shape. So come with me, why don't ya? Okay, we're gonna start with these sleeveless tops. I'm sure there are a bunch here that need to get steamed, but we're just gonna take a big handful and I'm gonna start hanging them up over here. All right, so we've got hangers, and basically on this back side of this garment rack, this is all stuff that is from the like bag bulk sale that I did, and then the items over here on this side are from the half off day. So I've really photographed the majority of the stuff from the morning from the half off day, but the items that are left are items that need to get steamed. So again, not items that we're gonna deal with today. And what I'm doing on this side is, if it needs to get steamed, I am kind of putting it towards the back. And if it doesn't need to be steamed, I am putting it closer to me. And then things that I just feel like are gonna be kind of an issue when it comes to listing because maybe there's no tag, or I don't know, like it just seems like it'll be something that takes me a little bit longer. I'm gonna put those towards the back because I don't wanna deal with them. So some of these things, because I laid them out pretty nicely, they look pretty decent. They look like they don't really need a steam. This one is a linen tank. I think I can get away without having to steam it because it's not that bad. It's Eileen Fisher, of course. A lot of like very simple things. Is this silk? This one needs a steam though, unfortunately. So we'll put this back there. And obviously with it being summer now, I'm trying to prioritize these tanks and sleeveless tops and things like that. This is pretty. That one is good to go. I also have a bunch of items from other hauls, not from this estate sale, that are good to go. They don't need to be steamed or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and photograph some of those items too. And I have some shoes that need to be photographed. I'm really glad I took the time to lay everything out so that they weren't just like sitting in bags and then getting more and more wrinkled. It took a lot of time on the onset, but it definitely paid off now, because while there are still items that do need to get steamed and stuff, it's not nearly as bad as it was. This is an Eileen Fisher piece. There is some pilling on the front, and I do have like a section of, or like a pile of damaged Eileen Fisher, but I think this is okay. The damaged stuff is like stuff with holes, but I think this one, it's just a little bit of minor pilling on the front. This needs a steam. So much Eileen. And every time I see Eileen Fisher, I just think of that like, come on Eileen, like that song. Okay. Laura Ashley. This reminds me of that Chico's Travelers. It's like that kind of non-wrinkle material. Some Coldwater Creek needs a steam. Ming Wang needs a steam. Whatever this is needs a steam. Aaron Draper. Spanx. A Spanx top. I haven't really seen that before. And then maybe we'll look through some of the short sleeve shirts after this, and then we'll just start photographing. Because this side of the rack is basically good to go. A nice Zella tank. This one's good to go. Nice little houndstooth piece. Olivia Moon, also good to go. Some of these pieces I'm not gonna be able to list for very much, but everything in that room, the cost of goods was 39 cents. So I think we're still winning. This one needs a little steam. Okay, let's grab some t-shirts from the room and then we'll get started. Okay, some of this is the husband stuff, or maybe even like kid stuff, I don't know. But this needs a steam. This is the brand Travel Smith. Oh, this actually looks good, which is shocking given that it is a button-up. And normally these things are so wrinkly and the bane of my existence. This is a cute little like vintage t-shirt from the Field Museum. It's got some wrinkles, but I think it's okay. I think we can go ahead and list this one. Positive. Oh, Life is Good. Ugh, it's like just a little wrinkly. Yeah, that needs a steam. There were a lot of good Life is Good pieces in this haul. Some of it brand new with tags. This is a Levi's polo shirt, needs a steam. Another Life is Good shirt. I think all the Life is Good ones, unfortunately, are gonna need a steam. Yeah. I think this one's new with tags, but it needs a steam. This guy needs a steam. We're gonna need some more hangers. I got some more in a bag right there. RW, oh, Rugged Wear. I don't know what that is. This one might not be worth listing, but we'll see. Another kind of vintage looking Life is Good shirt that had a small spot on it. few more Life is Good shirts, including like identical ones to things that we've already pulled. Like I think I already pulled this one, so maybe I can do one listing with a multiple quantity. That would be a sweet deal. What is this? Do you need a steam? Yeah, this is Talbot's. And then I got like 2 more. Ooh! I think I can get away without steaming this one. Things to do in my spare time. It's all about yarn and knitting. That's kind of cute, but it needs a steam. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring a lot of these items that do not need a steam over to the garment and rack right next to the light box. So why don't you come with me? So we're just gonna transfer these guys to over here. We'll put them like that. Let's see. I did a little bit of this work yesterday too, just kind of pulling things out. I mean, even just from this pile, there's probably 20 items right off the bat that we can do from that bulk sale, which is great. I think it's these guys. Yeah, that one looks good. So we're gonna start by photographing these items. I can also do these shoes down here. And I will say anything that's like hiking related has been selling really well. Ooh, sorry. I also have this rack of stuff from a haul way back in like January, but the truth is the majority of this stuff is pretty wintry. So I think I'm gonna hold on to this stuff until the fall. And then the majority of the stuff here is from a haul video that I did not too long ago from one of my favorite consignment stores' birthday sales. And there are some things here that I can definitely go ahead and list. I've been listing from here. There's lots of jeans. If you remember, there were a ton of like Adriano Goldschmied jeans for men. So I will definitely probably get through some of those. This is stuff from like a Plato's Closet $1 tag sale, or like, no, it was like 90% off clearance. So there's some items in here. They're not like amazing, but you know, items that I can list. And I don't even know what this is over here. So we've got stuff to list, that's for sure. So now we get to photograph. I forgot that one thing I wanted to do was check and see if I have something that I got an offer on eBay. It's just such an old listing, and I like to make sure that these things actually are in my possession before I accept them, just in case. Zenergy by Chico's. Okay, let's check. We're looking for this like green thing. It's supposed to be in 650, so it should be up here. Let's see if it is. Oh, I think I see it. Thank the good Lord. Yes, okay. So it's eBay, and you know how it is. They can take their sweet time in paying for things. So I'm gonna go ahead and accept. They sent an $8 offer. That thing, I have had it for so long. $8 sounds great. All right, here we go. Accept offer. And then I set up a package pickup for my postal worker. I do not think that they've come yet. So if this person pays in time, then I can just get it out even today, but we'll see what happens. Where's my phone?
A few moments later.
All right, phone has been acquired, and also another offer came in on Poshmark for something. So again, we're just gonna double check that this thing exists, and if so, we might actually ship a couple things first, and then we will go ahead and start listing items. So we are going to check in, or the SKU is 480. It's like a J. Crew button-up, and it's pretty small. Let's see, 480, it should be right here. It's like a men's extra small. I'm fairly certain I still have this, but you know, it's just better to make sure with some of these older listings, got 'ems, than to have to cancel things. So I'll pull this out and I'll save that bag to put new items in right now. And let's grab that J. Crew piece, or let's grab that other piece. Where did I say that one was? So I'm going to accept that one on Poshmark. And I gotta get my laptop anyway. So that's sold. That's exciting. That was an older listing. That's at least 2.5, 3 years old. We made the sale for the Zenergy piece. So we're gonna pull that one. Anyone else wanna buy my stuff? That was $6.50. Okay, good start to the morning. I'll take it. Let's get these 2 items shipped and then we can get to photographing. Okay, lighting is just all around awful. It's just awful in this space. We are in my dungeon of a basement, but we'll start with this Poshmark J. Crew piece. This is actually really nice. It's like a very soft gingham, very summery button-up shirt. So I'm not surprised that it's sold right now. I'm gonna go ahead and print the label. I do use, whatchamacallit, a Dymo, which I think is kind of becoming a lot less popular. I think they're just very expensive. I do think the Rollo maybe is a little bit more cost efficient and maybe just doesn't have as many issues. I don't know. But I've just had this Dymo for so long that, you know, if it's still working, I'm not gonna switch it up for whatever reason. I do also have a Jaden thermal label printer that works really, really well. I have used that before when I've run out of labels for my Dymo and things like that. Why did I peel this off already? I didn't even put this in a bag. Okay, so I have these like free Tyvek mailers from USPS every time I go to the post office, which isn't very often because like I said, I like to do porch pickup. But when I go, I usually try to grab like a handful of those mailers. This is going to Matthew. Dear Matthew, thank you. Sometimes I like to do my little Cockney accent that I'm amazing at. Just joking. I'm so sorry if you are British and offended by my awful accent. But yeah, I'll just grab a handful of these mailers because they're free. You can use them for Poshmark, you know, packages, and that way I don't have to purchase my own poly mailers or things like that. And I do like to reuse poly mailers and padded mailers that I get from Amazon as much as possible, but because I use them so much, I usually don't have very many because I ship out more things than I get from Amazon. So the other one was $6.50. I think it was right here. Yep, this is my eBay one. Now for eBay, because I have an eBay store, I think it's like a $50 credit every quarter. And so I typically will use that credit towards eBay shipping supplies. I've gotten things like eBay tape, I've gotten eBay boxes, but one thing I always make sure I have in stock are these eBay mailers, these poly mailers. They're just really easy. They're not super expensive with my credit, and that way I always have stuff to mail, you know, my packages out in. This one, let's see, is going to Margarita. Dear Margarita, thank you. All right, so we are going to put these in my bag that is waiting on the porch for my coastal worker. I gotta buy this shipping label first. So this weighs 9.2 ounces. I'm gonna say that it weighs 10. And the bag is about 10 by 8 by 1. We're gonna get the label. Oh, I do not want to do priority mail. No, thank you. USPS Ground Advantage. They changed it from $9.20 to $5.31. Yeah, because how much? Yeah, okay. So here we go. Purchasing the label, and then we'll just slap it on here once it prints out. It's going to San Antonio. Very nice. We just went there over spring break to watch the Spurs, but Wemby wasn't playing, so that was kind of sad. All right, let's go on a field trip to to our porch pickup bag. Here are my 2 packages. You're fine. Let's see, did he come yet? And the bag's still here, so I'm gonna add those 2 packages in there. Also, I'll show you guys what's going on in the front yard. I think the bird flew away for now, but we have a little bird's nest. Do you see that? It's actually like a bird's nest on top of a bird's nest, but there is typically a bird sitting in there. I actually want to see, okay, let's see if there are birds in there. Hold on, let's do some climbing, okay? And there is some bird poop that I need to, actually no, there's bird poop here. I don't want to do it, I'm barefoot. I was gonna climb up on this little thing and see if I could show you what's inside, but too much bird poop. Don't want to do it. Oh, but you know what? I do really want to go on a walk soon. I didn't get to do my morning walk because of the fact that I was on the phone with this stupid insurance company, but we'll get a walk in later, no worries. All right, and now, well, hold on. Let me grab these 2 Ziploc bags from earlier, but now we can photograph. This is a brand I wouldn't normally pick up. It's Jones, New York, but it's in a size 3X, and it's very summery, very like perfect for resorts or just vacations, cruises, things like that. Those are all words I'll probably use in the listing title. So even though it's not the typical type of thing that I would list or sell, I think it'll be a winner. Let me get my listing into list perfectly. And I don't think it'll sell for a lot. I would imagine maybe $20, $25 if I'm lucky. But you know, I paid 39 cents for it. I'm okay with that. I'm putting it away. This is a snakeskin print by Tarte. It's been a long time since I've listed anything by this brand, but this is also in a 3X.
I am willing to try if you're feeling the same, 'cause I'd love to see ya, but I might just leave ya. Don't take too much, I don't won't wait for ya.
All right, took a much longer break than anticipated, but I think I took pictures of like 18 items, and then after that I made some lunch. I made some tuna salad with my sourdough bread, and then the whole family went on a short little walk. I don't know, just like random things. So now that that's done, it is now 1:24. We're gonna see how many of the listings that I took pictures of I can get up and listed, and then hopefully I have to go back for round 2 to photograph some more things. So let's get to listing. All right, so I am outside on our balcony, and I'm gonna edit some pictures. And you guys have seen me do this before, but this is what I have to do before I put them into list perfectly. I just will raise the exposure on some of the items. Some of the items need to be rotated or cropped ever so slightly. And then I do like to go in and get rid of the background so that it's like a nice clean white background. Oh, a bird just came very close. I do think birds come up here and in here because sometimes there's bird poop in here, and I had to actually just clean these chairs because it's been a while since we've used them. But it's like the perfect day for these chairs because it's warm out. It's like 80-ish degrees, but it's windy, or there's like a nice breeze, so it's perfect. So I'm just going through some of these pictures. I raised the exposure enough while I was taking the pictures, and so I don't really need to do much. But I thought I would talk really quickly about each of the steps of listing and rate them. So we just did photographs, and to be honest, I don't mind photographing items because it's pretty easy for me to multitask, and because I'm like moving, it's fine. Like I'm getting some steps in a little bit, and I can listen to music or I can listen to a podcast. I'm moving around, so I'm not passing out. It's a good time. And even though it's a little bit annoying, it feels very productive. What I'm doing right now, okay, wait, so as far as photographing is concerned, I'm gonna give that, oh, something just sold. Okay. I'm gonna give photographing an 8 out of 10. Like, I actually don't mind it at all. The part that is annoying about photographing is if and when you have to clean something up a little bit, whether it's like shoes or whether something has pilling on it, or, oh my gosh, probably my least favorite is when I have to lint roll something, especially black clothes, which there have been a lot of black pairs of pants in this estate sale haul, lots of black Eileen Fisher. So that is really annoying. But photographing, it feels productive. I can get through a lot pretty fast. That feels good. So 8 out of 10, I'm going to say solid 8. What I'm doing right now, which is editing pictures, this is pretty boring. However, I can do it while maintaining a conversation with someone. So this is something I will save for when I'm like in the car with my husband, if he's driving, that, you know, I can talk to him, but like do this at the same time because it doesn't really take any of my brain energy. I can also do this at night while I'm putting my son to sleep. So even though it's boring, it's not that bad. It's just that sometimes it's so boring that I like am on the verge of passing out, and I have on more occasion than one dropped the phone on my face while editing pictures. So because of that, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. This shirt had, I don't know, she spilled something. Wow, it must be coffee or something. She spilled a lot on this shirt, and this shirt had a good number of flaws. I kind of thought about washing it, but then I saw on the tag that it's dry clean only, and you know, I paid 39 cents for this. This is something that I got with like the leftovers of everything that was left behind, and I paid $150 for all those pieces. So I was like, even if this sells for like $10, I'm still winning. So it's gonna sell for more than $10, but I was like, I'm not gonna go through the effort of taking it to a dry cleaners or anything like that. This also, this piece was sad because it's a really cool like suede leather jacket, but it has, oh, I think it goes that way. It has some pen marks on it. This is something not from the estate sale. That item was from a Goodwill that I went to a while ago. But what I like to do is I'll take like 5 pictures from the estate sale, and then I'll throw in something else, just from somewhere else, so that I do get a mix of other things in there as well. Foxcroft. Do you have good luck with this brand? I sold it once before, and it took like 2 years to sell, so I said never again. But then I got it here for 39 cents, and I was like, seems like a good time to try it again. Let's see. These look pretty good. Some good old black Eileen Fisher. This one honestly was a little wrinkled, and I didn't care. This item was not from the estate sale, this pair of J. Crew factory jeans. This was from the Reseller Supply Co. haul. I did an unboxing of some boxes that they gave me, and I realized there are still some pieces from it that I haven't listed yet, so I need to go ahead and list those. Okay, so now that that's done, allow full access. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go into photo room. That's not photo room. I'm gonna go into photo room, and I'm going to create white backgrounds for like the first 3 pictures of each item, and then I'm gonna go in and put everything into list perfectly. Okay. But yeah, taking pictures is one of those things, I think for a lot of people, they find it difficult, they find it time consuming. It is absolutely one of those things that you get better at the more reps you put in. At this point, I really just don't even have to put a lot of thought into it. Like I just go, and it's really easy. It's almost kind of therapeutic, like I said. Like it's just so thoughtless. Like I don't have to think very much while doing it, which is why I'm able to enjoy a podcast or listening to some music. Oh, you can only do, okay, we'll just do those 50. I guess you can only do 50 at a time. That doesn't seem right, but this usually doesn't take very long. But yeah, photographing, great. This even pretty mindless, great. When we get to listing, I'm gonna try lots of different hacks to stay awake. Like right now I'm outside. Later I'll probably get on my walking treadmill because I always fall asleep. Like even if I've just had coffee, I don't know, listing makes me so tired. And so that's the part I'm dreading. That's the part we're getting to though. We're gonna get there very soon. Oh yay, I sold another thing. You guys, this is good luck, me screen recording my screen with you. I need to do this all the time. I just keep selling things. Very exciting. And what will be really exciting is to see if, as I'm listing as many items as possible today, if I can make sales while I'm listing. And the truth is too, I am running a 15% off sale on everything in my eBay store right now. And I'm gonna run it until we leave for our church retreat on, and I'm gonna run it until we leave for our church retreat on Saturday. So I'll probably end it on Friday. Just trying to move through as much stuff as possible before we go on our trip. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to list perfectly. And I'm going to put my pictures into the listings that I started while I was photographing. I don't know, everyone has a different process when it comes to getting their listings up. This is mine. I start my listings as I'm photographing, and then I put my pictures in later after I edit them to look the way that I want them to. And this is just how I've done it for years, and this is what works best for me. And you know, kind of this system that I have of doing things from the List Perfectly website on my phone and using my laptop. Like, I know it doesn't work for everyone, but it works really, really well for me. And I do like to list into List Perfectly first and then push everything out, just because that way all of the information lives in List Perfectly and I can keep track of sales and all that kind of stuff. Also, there's a field right here, like our house backs up against a field, and I can't see, there's like, okay, well, I'm probably gonna go inside. They're doing something in the field. You can probably hear it. What are they doing? But there's gonna be a lot of dust. So that's my cue to go inside. It was nice out here while it lasted. All right, we are back after many hours. I have listed 18 items and it was so boring. I hate listing so much. Let's see, I ate lunch. I think I talked about that. I helped my husband with like these weird like fungus gnats that we had in some of our plants. So he got this thing where you can make something to, I don't know. So we were doing that stuff. I listed first in my room at my desk, and then I moved outside. Oh, we were there together. We were outside. And then I got kicked out because of the tractor or whatever it was. I came back inside. I went downstairs and I started listing on the couch with my kids because they were watching TV. And I immediately started passing out because I was way too comfortable. So I think I took a walk. I don't know what I did, but I got up, moved around. We ate dinner. Got everything listed. If I look tired right now, if it looks like my eyes don't want to stay open, it's because I was listing and I was almost passed out. But I got all 18 done. We are going to take some more pictures. It is 6:51 p.m. So we're going to see what more we can realistically get done. If I can get 30 listings up today, I'm going to say that's a huge accomplishment. I don't know that it'll happen, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll shoot for the stars. So I think what we'll do is oh my gosh, I'm like breaking out. I have something huge growing here. I've got stuff on my back. I don't know what's going on, but I am going to give myself until 7:30, so it's a little under 40 minutes. The goal, like the minimum, is going to be to photograph 12 more things, but hopefully we'll be able to do more than that. So I gotta quit yapping with you and get to photographing.
Wait for the wind, wait for the night.
this is. I don't know this brand, Classiques Entier. It looks French, which you guys know I am horrible with, but it's mainly silk too. Size 22W. I think that's really pretty.
My life was on a one-way track. This ain't a story about happy ending. Oh, I could set this world on fire. I could tear this town apart. I tried, but I could never be a part of you and your beautiful life.
Things are too flawed for me to list. This has some holes on the front, as you can see. It's a Laura Ashley piece too. Not really worth that much. Another item with a hole, and it's Olivia Moon, so it's again not really worth me listing. And I photographed almost all the pictures I would have for that one, so that's a little bit annoying, but I'm going to delete those and we'll just keep on keeping on. I feel like when you list pants or shorts with cargo pockets, you gotta check them. Like, don't people have all these pockets because they keep important things? Just checking, there's nothing in there. Let's check this side. There are so many pockets. It seems a bit excessive now. Okay, let's see. All those pockets, and yet $0 $100 bills. This stuff that I'm photographing right now is from a Plato's Closet 90% off clearance sale. And I didn't get much because it was slim pickings. I went like on the last day of the sale. But you know, this is a pair of Dickies. Stuff that maybe will sell for like $20 if I'm lucky, $25. And right now, of all the estate sale stuff that I have, basically everything that's left needs to get steamed, so I didn't want to waste time steaming any of that stuff today. So we just moved on to other clothes that I have in the home because trust me, I have other things. Alright, it took us longer than I thought it was going to. I blame it on the number of flawed items that I came across, some that I already started taking pictures of and then realized as I was taking pictures that they were flawed, so those got put in a separate area. But it took me 13 minutes longer than I thought it would to take pictures of 12 items, but I think we did it. 12, let's see. We got an Old Navy pair of jeans, Collusion pants, Land's End shorts, Dickies shorts, another pair of Old Navy jeans, a Topshop skirt, that's all Plato's Closet, and then an Eileen Fisher pair of velvet pants that I had to lint roll, T by Talbot's dress, a vintage t-shirt, a button-down shirt. Oh, we did one extra actually. We did 13. We also did a Zella workout tank, a Calvin Klein like career wear type of tank, and that really pretty silk piece I showed you at the very beginning, that floral one by that French brand. So we have 13 items listed. The goal now is to edit those pictures, get them uploaded to list perfectly, and list. Listing, I will give a 1 out of 10. Negative 1, negative 100 out of 10. Be in that video. We're going on a walk. We're going on a walk in our neighborhood. You want to add a verse? Cup stacking for life. It is the day after. I was able to list a total of 25 listings yesterday, which is not the 30 I was going for, but I don't know, once I got through like the last 7 at night, I was like, I physically cannot do anymore. I just didn't want to look at my screen any longer. So 25 in the books, which felt really good. I sold one of those items today. It didn't really make like a big impact, I feel like, on my sales like right after. It's not like as soon as I did it, I made a ton more sales. I did sell 3 things yesterday during the day while I was listing and photographing and things like that. today I did make a bundle sale, but I kind of knew that that was coming because a viewer, I don't know if you're watching right now, but a viewer let me know that she was going to come through after she got paid and get some stuff from the estate sale that I had hauled. So she came through and did that. And then I had a random person buy another thing from the estate sale, but not stuff that I listed yesterday. Although the bundle sale, there was one item that I listed yesterday. So yeah, all in all, it was interesting to see what would happen if I pushed myself to do a lot, and it was not fun, but it felt good to do that much in one sitting. Now, the bad news, and I don't think that these are directly correlated, but the bad news is I did get an email from Poshmark saying that my listing privileges have been suspended because I have deleted too many listings. I did respond back to that email saying, hey, I stayed within your terms and conditions in that everything that was deleted and relisted was stuff that had been listed for a minimum of 60 days. So we'll see what happens. They said they'll hopefully get back to me within 24 hours. And that's a little bit of a bummer because I've been on a roll as far as listing consistently goes. You know, I've been listing at least 5 items a day. The past few days I've actually been listing, you know, like 10 items in preparation for my trip coming up. And yesterday I did the whopping 25. So that's kind of a Debbie Downer as far as like how the next day turned out. But hopefully they will revoke the suspension, and I don't know. Other than that, we'll see. Now, I will say the majority of the things that we listed yesterday were not the cream of the crop. You know, like I was not listing the most exciting things, but they are things that I was going to list regardless, and the hope is that they will sell soon. So thank you for keeping me company as I took on this big challenge of trying to list many, many things. Hopefully it motivates you to do the same and to push yourself, even if it's just to do one more listing than you typically do. And let me know down in the comments below, what is your listing schedule? Do you try to list a certain number of things a day? Is it a certain number of things per week that you're trying to hit? Let me know what your goal is and if you're going to push yourself to try to do a little bit more, and if so, what that new number is as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and hanging out with me, don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.